Relations between Beijing and Washington are getting more chilly by the day. Chinese state media is now slamming the U.S. as, quote, a rogue country. The rebuke follows comments by Donald Trump yesterday about Microsoft's interest in buying the hugely popular Chinese video sharing app TikTok. Here's what Trump had to say.
It can't be controlled for security reasons by China. Too big, too invasive, and it can't be. And here's the deal. I set a date of around September 15th, at which point it's going to be out of business in the United States. But if somebody, and whether it's Microsoft or somebody else, buys it, that'll be interesting. I did say that if you buy it, whatever the price is, that goes to whoever owns it, because I guess it's China, essentially, but more than anything else. I said a very substantial portion of that price is going to have to come into the Treasury of the United States.
For more on the Chinese reaction, let's turn to reporter Patrick Falk. He joins me live from Beijing this morning. Patrick, thanks for joining us as always. Walk us through the response that Trump's remarks are getting where you are.
Well, John, this could really throw a big spanner in the works for ByteDance. Arguably, this is unprecedented, some people are saying. But following the remarks to come from the White House, the China Daily has ran an editorial here saying that China isn't going to allow any acquisition of TikTok by Microsoft, and said this really amounts to state-sanctioned theft. In fact, it said that there is no way that China would allow something like this to happen, what it called a smash and grab of a Chinese tech company. And the timing of this is interesting because, of course, we've known for at least 24 hours about a potential sale of TikTok to Microsoft. So you have to imagine that it's the latest remarks to have come from the president that have really ruffled feathers amongst the Chinese. And that's why we're getting this response in Chinese media now. But it has to be said that what the president said, a lot of people think is absolutely astonishing. Any payment would be completely unprecedented, as I say, and it's not clear how such a payment would be made. We got a bit of commentary from Charlotte G, who's a reporter at the MIT Tech Review. Let's take a listen in to hear what she had to say.
I hate to say this, but it's kind of almost mafia-like behaviour is what it brings to mind, kind of threatening a ban, which pushes down the price, and then saying, oh, we should get a cut of that deal afterwards to say thank you for what we've done there.
Now, it has to be said, well, I should say that the reason why this could really throw a spanner in the works for ByteDance, because presumably if a sale or some sort of deal doesn't go ahead, then it's staring down the barrel at a possible ban, as President Trump has warned will happen. But China has indicated that it has the means to respond, and it's got to be, one would imagine, a bit of a shaky situation for American tech companies with operations here in China. You have to imagine that Beijing would put them right in the firing line if it had to retaliate in some shape or form. But once again, we're seeing ByteDance in a very difficult situation. Separately, notably as well, ByteDance has sent a memo internally to its employees to say, look, this has got nothing to do with the sale of TikTok at all. It's been the intention of the US government all along to ban TikTok from operating there.
Even before this latest development, though, questions have been raised about Microsoft's suitability as a buyer of TikTok. What's the problem there, Patrick?
Yeah, well, this once again perhaps raises some questions about what the US's intentions are precisely. We're getting suggestions from the White House saying that Microsoft may itself be compromised because of its business exposure to China. White House advisor Peter Navarro has suggested that Microsoft may need to divest its holdings in China to remove the risk of it being under the influence of the Chinese government in any way. Now, you know, Microsoft has been in this market for decades. It certainly does have business operations here. It's got Bing, the search engine. It has about 6,000 employees here. But it also says that China only accounts for about 1% of its global revenue. At the same time, it has been pushing its Azure cloud services hard in this market. It also has an important research facility in Beijing. So that argument could be made. But again, going back to ByteDance, it seems that however it decides to maneuver, it's really not got great options ahead of it.
Thanks for this, Patrick. Patrick Falk reporting in Beijing this morning.